What's going on, guys? King Shrats here, back in the video on the channel, and today we're back with another episode of Did I Waste My Money? I've been doing a series with the company called Goldbelly where I've been spending a ridiculous amount of money to see if the things on there are actually worth what they are charging. So today we are at Baltimore, Maryland at a place called Matthew's Pizza. These two pizzas, I'm almost embarrassed. These two pizzas cost me $70, man. $70, and out comes these two pizzas that you have to leave out for 1 hour according to their directions because they arrive partially frozen, 500 degrees in the oven for 10 minutes, and that's it. That sounds exactly like a frozen pizza, but I found it interesting, so I wanted to try these. So the two pizzas I have here on the right side is the two cheese. That is their most popular pizza. Tomato sauce, grated nuts, and Reggiano cheese. And on this side, we have the Baltimore crab pie, their famous crab pie, which has Maryland backfin crab, grated nuts, and Reggiano cheeses, sweet onions, and Old Bay. There is a little bit of Old Bay on here. This one has no sauce, so it's a thicker pizza, it looks like. Again, just off of first impression, these look like glorified frozen pizzas, but I'm going to be as honest as possible on two parts. One, does the pizza taste good? And two, is it worth spending $70 to $80 depending on which ones you get? So that is what's on the agenda today, man. Drop a thumbs up. You already know the vibes. Let's get into this video. This was the pizza that caught my eyes. I actually look for these while I'm on Twitch streaming with the chat, and we kind of decided on these two, as well as the cinnamon rolls. If you don't check my YouTube shorts, you might have missed that, but they will be up on that part of this. So if you just hit my subscription channel or whatever it is, you'll see the shorts as well. But I've been posting 1 or 2 shorts a day for like the last couple of weeks, so they are also there as well. Some of that stuff you won't see on the long form videos. So let's start with this crab pizza. Again, it is a pretty thicker pizza, but they're 10 inches. They did tell me it was 10 inches, so they didn't give me false advertising on that part. But I know half of y'all are already commenting going, man, you wasted your money. I didn't. This is content, man. It's just, at the end of the day, man, we're going to have fun with this and see if these are worth it. But again, no sauce. Thicker of a slice, and there is the crab part. So it doesn't look bad, but does it taste good is the first thing. Yes. Yes, it does. Sometimes you can not tell by my expressions. So let me take you through what I'm going through mentally. This is good. Not good, man. I'm not gonna lie. Let me take you through my thought process, man. Okay. First things first, I don't want to like any of this. I don't. $80 for two 10-inch pizzas is highway robbery. I'm not going to lie to you. So a lot of times I go into it going, man, I hope this really isn't good. But as you can probably hear, they are really crispy, but the inside is really light and airy. It doesn't taste doughy at all. It really does taste like crab and Old Bay. Like, distinctly. Kind of buttery. And then there is a pretty thick, see if we can get you on there, layer of cheese going on the top, and you get that little bit of that bite of the kind of salty Reggiano. It's good, man. It's good. I don't know what the hell to say. Like, I'm mad that it's good. I did bring this seasoning, which is probably like they're yelling at me if they saw me do this, but I wanted a little bit of like a citrus garlic kind of vibe to go with it as well. But I'm gonna put it on one slice just to kind of see what this is rocking with. But I also like the sweetness of the onions that I'm getting on the back end. I'm just gonna, here. Oh, okay, that's way too damn much, but that's why we have this tray here. But that's the bite I'm going for right there. You see that garlicky piece? All right, okay. Hear me out. This in no way, shape, or form tastes like a frozen pizza. Some of the other pizzas I've ordered off Goldbelly taste like glorified frozen pizzas. This does not, at all. I've also never in my life had a pizza with crab on it. So, it's a very interesting pizza. If you don't like crab, obviously don't order the pizza, but It is really, I mean, I'm honest with you. You can see I just keep picking at it because it's good. I've already described what it tastes like. The question is this. Let's start with the first part. Is this pizza, like, really good? I already answered that. Out of 10, like, if I'm judging this against any pizzas, here's the thing. It's different. Would I compare this to any pizza I've ever gotten? No. If I sat down in a pizzeria, I would give this an 8.3 out of 10. Like, it's a very good pizza. Like, very good. I just can't compare it to like a regular pizza because I'm still a little old school when it comes to that kind of stuff, but I would not be mad if you put this in front of me. Now, here's the thing. Obviously, crab is expensive. Is this, by judging that I paid $70 for this, a $35 pizza? No. It's closer to like a $20, possibly $25 pizza with the amount of crab that you do get on it. So is it worth it to order this? If you're rich, like, or if you are a true foodie and you feel like you don't waste money on food if you'll actually like it, then I would suggest you do it. One of the recurring themes with most things on Goldbelly is it's overpriced because you can't get to these places. You can't get to Miami where I spent $70 on cinnamon rolls. You can't. But they were some of the best cinnamon rolls I've ever eaten. If you have a crab pizza in your area and use similar to this, then I would say no. But if you really want to try something that's different, I would say yes. Is it worth it for me? Yes. But you have to decide if you're really worth trying to pony up that kind of money. Because again, I've never seen a pizza like this. If I can find one, I'd have a comparison. I've never had a crab pizza. I really enjoyed this pizza. I wanted to hate it. I don't. But I understand how expensive it is. I'm probably going to eat this whole damn pizza. But let's try pizza number 2. This is their 2 cheese. It's pretty basic what you would get on any pizza. So it has tomato sauce, grated mutts, and Reggiano cheeses. And it's not as thick as the other one. But again, their pizza is much different because you can see how much cheese is on the top. And how it's like a combo between a thicker or a thin crust pizza. Because the crust seems thick, but it's not as like doughy as I'm used to. I wouldn't order this. There's my, like, you can see my quick reaction. Again, really thick, light dough. The cheese is also a thick layer, but it's a good quality mutz because it's kind of melty. There's not a ton of sauce on this. Let me just give you a dissection, but it doesn't need it. This one is good. Not $35 good. Not $25 good. Probably not even $15 good. And $12.46. This is a $12.46 pizza. It's good. But I wouldn't pay that much for this one. But I will give them this. This crust needs to be on this pizza. I don't know the difference between the two, but this was special. This, I would say, is comparable to like an elite frozen pizza. And that ain't good enough to order. Rating this on flavor alone, if I'm going against any pizza, I'd probably give it like a 4.5. It's okay. It's right in that middle category. So if I just ordered this pizza by itself and I ordered 2 of those, I'd have been pissed off. But I do like this pizza a lot. And I'm probably going to eat it. So I just looked again. And I wanted to kind of give you like a full picture of what this is. You don't necessarily have to order 2 or 1 of each. They also have a version which you get 2 of these, but the problem is it costs $90. I know food prices is crazy. I'm putting some of this on here. I know people think this is wild, but I paid for this. I'm eating it. Again, I don't dislike this. I just wouldn't order it. Just for future reference. That one I would. But I'm at least eating half of each because I'm leaving here with something. I don't know how much people are enjoying this Goldbelly. I've gotten a lot of people saying they've ordered some of the things. Some people didn't like. Some people did like. I try to give my honest opinions on these. as much as possible, but I have to admit, this is the type of thing that I personally enjoy doing, and you guys have given me a reason to do it, because even if I don't like it, it still does some sort of good. This is good, man. Like, for real. That just stopped me dead in my damn tracks. Why not? That's delicious. $45 delicious is crazy though. But not good. Anyway. This is the type of content I enjoy making because I find it personally enjoyable to do. And I'm glad that people do enjoy it as well, because I will only do this because I enjoy it. My gains aren't really financial. So I appreciate y'all, man. But since I have you here and I want to finish the rest of this pizza, I do want to, like, I'm not addressing it. I just like to think out loud. This is basically what my channel has become towards the second half of the videos when I'm not reviewing food. But there are always questions that people have, and people may have concerns and stuff like that. I want to reiterate this for the 1,000th time. If I address something, it is not because I'm offended by something. I'm just a transparent person. Like, I do like to have a private life off of camera and stuff like that, but as far as what I think about most topics, I just like for people to know where I'm coming from. You can do with that information what you like, but I always like to talk about these kind of things. When it comes to stuff like this and stuff where people say it's too expensive, I try to put myself in a position or a category or just a thought process. If I wasn't making food videos, would I say this was too expensive or not? So when you hear me saying things like this is too much money, or I think fast food costs too much money, I understand that I've been fortunate enough that all this food I'm buying is a business expense for me. I do this because it's like a carpenter buying tools or wood or things of that nature. It's no different for me. So I don't mind spending the money, but I try to always tell people, is it worth it if I wasn't doing this? You get what I'm saying? Well, some people miss the mark on that and they're like, well, why do you care? Because I'm a normal person just like most people. Like, I'm not rich either. And outside of this, if I was just walking around trying to spend money, would I buy this? I might buy this. I told you I will not be lying about this, but no. So that's more or less where I come from with this kind of stuff. I know I said it 70 times, but again, because of this job, I'm not talking to anybody. I have learned to train myself to think out loud. That's why you hear me saying like random stuff all the time. But I keep saying this is good, because I'm not lying to y'all. And Goldbelly was always one of those things that even before I was doing this, like, I don't know, I guess at this point, I guess you can call it professionally. I was doing this stuff on Instagram and it wasn't even to make videos. I mean, it was, but it was just because I enjoyed doing it. You can go back to my old content when it was just, I guess, pre-actual job days, where I was doing the same types of things. This really isn't that bad. It really ain't that good. And I just want people to kind of understand that. I know because I put out so many videos that you're not going to like everything that I do, or you may not agree with the things that I say. But for the most part, everybody's super chill and respectful about that. So I have no issues with it. But the one thing that I will always say is I'm never going to go towards a position or a place where I start making content that isn't totally me. And that's why you get these like thought processes that make no sense and unscripted videos and things like that, because the reason I've been able to do this for so long is because it doesn't feel like a job. The day that this feels like a job, I don't know if I'd be able to do it as often or anything. I've watched so many YouTubers and stuff over the years that have either wanted to or had to or pivoted from what they've originally done because they weren't enjoying the job anymore. And that's where, even if you are fortunate enough to be someone that gets to make a ton of money doing this, if you mentally can't like take doing it over and over again, you'll still probably walk away from it. I know it's hard for people like us to see because we've never been in a position where you make videos and you make millions of dollars, but I do know people personally that have had high paying jobs that have literally walked away from it to like start like a little mini bakery, like a side gig, because they got tired of doing it. And I know it sounds crazy to us because it's like you're making so much money, but you got to look at, even, I'll give you an example, even in like the professional sports game. Barry Sanders walked away at like the top of the game because he didn't want to do it anymore. It wasn't about the money. It wasn't about the fame. He never really cared for the fame. Man just went home. And sometimes you just got to go home. One of the things that I've learned as I've gotten older, man, I ate 3/4 of this damn pizza. I am not sorry. I literally just ate like $40 in pizza. Wild. But one of the things I've learned as I've gotten older, if you can, you have to protect your mentals. Because even when your joints start creaking, and they creak now. I wake up and they be creaking. The thing that keeps you sharp more than your body is your mind. And when you get into this place where you're no longer enjoying anything about anything, like you wake up in the morning or you wake up on Monday, you know, most people start work week on a Monday, and you're just like going through the motions as your career, you'll wake up one day and you'll probably be like 40, 50, 60 and be like, man, I didn't do anything. And I've been watching a lot of like videos where they're interviewing older people recently. And not like almost to a person, they've all said the same exact thing. I'm talking like senior citizens, people over the age of 65. And they've all said that. They've all said, even with the money and everything else, that if you don't take care of your mental health, it won't even matter. Now, they might not know this. It costs a lot more money to live these days, so you can't just not care about money. But I understand where they're coming from in the underlying message, because I had less responsibility when I was younger, but I worried about a lot more stuff. And along with worrying about a lot more stuff, I had worse mental health back then than I do now. And now, I know I call myself an old man because I feel like one, even though I'm not actually an old man. But mentally, I'm just way more, I just flicked a whole crab at y'all face. Enjoy that. Way more sharp and less stress. But stress is one of the worst things you can do to your body. Even worse than what you put in it. I know it sounds crazy, but the one thing that another thing that I have noticed when I've watched these videos about older people, and even older people in my family, some of these people have been smoking cigarettes since like 1970. They don't even like, and they're like 80. But those people be so chill and so relaxed and so calm that the health issues didn't help. And is that like a slam dunk thing? Absolutely not. But I'm 100% positive that mental health can ruin you just as much, if not more than physical. No. I advise everybody, again, not that I'm an expert, but it's the mindset that I've tried to adapt. Obviously, take care of your physical body. Make sure you're being active as much as you possibly can. But take care of your mind as well. Whatever it is that you can find, that could be anything, but whatever it is that you can find that brings you joy in some capacity, try to remember that and keep that a part of your everyday life. Now, that can be external stuff. Some people get joy out of playing with their children. You know, it could be something like playing video games or watching movies or making sure you still go on dates with your husband or your wife and things of that nature. It doesn't necessarily have to be like just doing stuff for you, but you got to keep that part, because the people that I know that didn't, man, they're like super, like just wound up, and they just, I just feel like they're forgetting. I'm sorry, I'm losing my train of thought. There was like a weird car that, I don't know if you heard it, but it sounded like one of them like electric bikes, but I think he just hit like it sounded like he hit something. So I got distracted, but my windows are open because it's nice out. But I know some people think that I'm kind of preachy and I give too much advice, but again, I'm not saying that my advice is right. I just am the type of person, which is where this came from, that I, because of my job, have just trained myself to hone my thoughts and say them out loud. That's what this entire gig is for me and what it has been since I started doing it. You know, I admit this, since I became a person who talks to a camera all day, one, I'm way more comfortable having conversations with anybody, but two, I talk to myself a lot. Like this. Like I talk to myself because, again, you have to have some sort of unhingedness. People, again, I know it feels like I'm talking to you, but I'm not, bro. This is a camera. I'm talking to a lens. It's wild. So I love y'all, man. Again, I don't like to get too preachy. I read a lot of y'all captions as well, or captions comments as well. And y'all give good advice just as much as I do. And I appreciate the things that y'all say. Like I try to at least like as many comments as I see to let y'all know that I read them and I hear y'all and I appreciate y'all because y'all have outlooks on things that I don't see at times. Because again, I'm not some fucking expert. I'm just a normal person having a conversation. So I appreciate that. And again, none of this stuff I'm saying is because I'm offended. I know there are some people out there that y'all a little rude, but I don't think y'all got bad intentions. Some of y'all do, but most of y'all don't have bad intentions. It just, y'all have a way with words. But I love y'all, man. I really wanted to try this pizza. I know I had pizza yesterday, but this was sitting from the Gold Belly package, and I had to do something with this because I wasn't gonna just throw this in the freezer and just let it not marinate. So that's why I did this. Appreciate the people in the Twitch stream that helped me pick this out. We picked out a good one here. Don't do this though. $45 is insane for a pizza though. But I love y'all, man. We back tomorrow. More content. The hand signs. They made it to YouTube.